or Mercedes or Pepsi, that we can push out popular culture and have an impact. So it's as much as a marketing experiment as it is a technology experiment and a fashion experiment and a fun experiment.
Along those lines, not to be too controversial, but
we can handle controversy.
How do you feel about the Apple DRM announcement, and do you think that that is going to change the tide for digital music going forward? Do you think DRM is going to be gone?
I don't think it'll change a goddamn thing, you know what I mean?
Okay.
To be honest with you, I wish it would change it. It's got to change a goddamn thing. No one knows, no one cares. We're going to have to educate people on sound. But right now, we have an entire generation that we let slip through our fingers. All right, that we told them there was no music. After Napster was shut down, the record industry had no music legally online for 3.5 to 4 years. Okay, that means people could only steal bad quality music. So, you know, so the water's a little brown, man. You know, so it's free. You know, and they were taking free, and we forced them to take free. So it's going to take a road back, but this is our little jump in to start the process. You know, now if we start getting better files on certain albums and things like that, people are going to say, oh wow, this is just cooler. I want the quality. Will I spend a little more money for the quality, or will I spend any money at all for the quality?
Okay.
We think the answer is yes, because it's an experience. It's an emotional experience, and we all know that. The emotion of music hits you better when it sounds better. Period. Period. From way back when, from when my mother showed me, my mother and father brought home my RCA console stereo. The first thing I did was go out and buy a Jimi Hendrix album to play on it. I said, wow, listen to that, you know, and it was
easy.
Radio. Was that?
It was easy.
Well, it
You
was.
wanted to be easy too.
But we have screwed up, because when we took Napster out of business, we left a hole before Apple came with iTunes. It was 3.5 years. Because I remember standing in Steve Jobs' office and saying, man, I called Doug, I said, we've got to go, because there is nothing else. You know, because the record, I mean, you would think that Sony, with a hardware company and, quote, the Walkman,
Right.
and the record company, would have
Right.
been Avis, right? Who would have thought that they'd miss it by a mile? I mean, it's incredible. So the answer to that is that we believe that sound is an emotion. So it's a conduit for emotion. And if you present it to people and show it to them and serve it up right, people will want that.
Actually, I published a column yesterday about the Apple announcement, and I got a lot of hate mail from readers who think that DRM-free music is going to be bad for musicians and it's punishing musicians. And I actually make music myself, and I just, on obviously a much smaller level than you do, but I can't see how it's actually harming people. And I wonder if people think that way only because the industry has changed so much from the way it was when I was growing up, and you could make mixtapes for people and dub a record. And I'm wondering if the industry's trying to move back to an area of more fidelity and not worrying about copyright issues.
Well, the problem with copyright issues in the record business is that there's 2,500 publishers. There's, you know, it's impossible to control. There's, you know, you can make a record, and this record's owned by, a third of the record is owned by some guy that lives in Nice that's taken up Buddhism, and you know, he doesn't like your record. You know, it's like, you know, it's very difficult to control. But as far as MP3 is concerned, as far as DRM free is concerned, I think it's an airball. I mean, I think it's meaningless. You know, I really do. When you get DRM free for free, all you got to do is hit a switch. What's the point?
It's not punishing the people. It's only helping people who bought it, I guess.
You know what DRM free music is? It's called a CD. If we wanted to do something about that,
Sony.
20 years ago, we should have taxed it or had a patent or made a deal with these guys. We gave it to them. Once the CD was made, the game was over. I mean, you know, so we didn't catch it then. Well, shame on you. I wasn't in the record business then. I was a record producer. So that was where the ball was dropped. So you're going to put a DRM on it now? What's that going to do? When the CD is, you know.
Do you feel that DRM pushed people away?
think
younger people?
It just showed just confusion. It's like a lawyer. You know what I mean? It's like having a lawyer make your decision on music or a sound. DRM is got it's impossible. How could you make a CD on one hand and put DRM on music on another hand? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Have the guts and scratch the CD and start from scratch again and embed it in all the masters and go say, okay, we're starting over again. Guess what, Samsung, Sony, we're starting over again. You can't get music unless it's like that. I mean, that's a really wild thought, but it doesn't make any sense. And you know, I was for the move, and I know Doug Morris was, you know, for a long time. So we went to Amazon without DRM. So.
Well, Jimmy, summarizing all of our, you know, passion around music and quality of music, maybe you can present all of our guests the thing that you requested.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Wow, hey, that's very cool. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Little Father's Day gift, right? There you go. There you go. Sound matters. And our favorite thing in the whole world. Beats by Dr. Dre.
You guys know we're passionate about sound, passionate about music. Sound matters is everything that we're doing with Beats by Dre. So we have made these shirts for you guys. As guys, please wear them with pride.
Just remember, all the things that you do to music, right? All of them will feel better if it sounds better. And that's everything.
Great.
Well, that's a great quote.
Guys, thank you.
Thank everyone. You're welcome to stay and hang out. If you have not received a Beats, the new tour, please let us know, and we'll make sure you have a sample, so we want you to experience it.
We're going with Robert Fry to LAX right now. We're going to go see DJ AM and Travis play.
Right on.
Because we've been doing this all day. No, we don't work more than 12 hours a day.
Well, lightweights. Well, Jimmy, Dr. Dre, I know, really appreciate you guys taking the time. Guys, thank you guys for all taking the time, and you guys have a very good evening. Thank you.